we're very sad because we just recorded a really good episode, but we didn't record it because we had a technological glitch. So we're having a tea to get over it because it was really good, wasn't it?
It was really good.
And so we're going to do it again, and it's going to be even better.
It is going to be even better.
So now we're going to talk about something else, and that is chasing the liar. Oh. So, when you have been or are in a relationship with somebody and you feel like they're always lying to you and it's always very intangible, like you can't quite put your finger on what it is that's not true, what part of it isn't true, why it would need to be lied about, and then they tell you that they're not lying and you're crazy, and you go, oh, am I?
Yeah.
Because you so don't want to feel that they are lying.
Yeah.
That whole where's my thing, because it stresses me out so much. That whole scenario is extremely toxic, and it's the most energy inefficient way of living to chase the lie.
Yeah. Because it makes you, that's the one thing, because I was lied to constantly, most of the time about things that really didn't need to be lied about.
Oh no.
And that was the most frustrating thing, because I knew that I was being lied to, but it was so insignificant. But I felt like I was going insane because I was constantly, my ex was a very good liar, but the truth always comes out, and I used to get a feeling, but I knew that I'd never get the truth out of him. So then it's like something would be said and I'd be like, he's lying. And then I don't remember anything. My memory's really bad. But months later, he'd say something else and I'd be like, I fucking knew it. I knew he was lying about that thing. But it's like my brain is constantly trying to figure out the reason for it, why he was being lied about. But I think I came to the conclusion that he just lied constantly about everything because it was just a constant distraction for him for actually dealing with whatever demons he's got. Do you know what I mean? So it was like constantly just making, because I mean he did lie about some fucking big things again that were just completely made up for no real reason really. But it's like he went out a lot, but he never spent any money. Whenever I went out with him, we spent money. But whenever he went out without me, he never had to spend any money. It never ever cost him anything when he went out. The drinks after work with the work people that were quite obviously him just going out with his mate, or he'd be calling it on rather than, it was someone from work calling. Just all the little things. But it did make me feel like I was going insane.
It's mental, right? So why is it that it makes us feel so unstable? Because it does. Like, there's no denying, because I've spoken to multiple people. I've got so many friends who are in a similar situation. They could be with somebody new and they're co-parenting with this person, or they're still in the relationship with this person. And I have this conversation often, so I know it's not just us that feels or felt this way. But there's something there that we have control over, that we are putting in, which is good news, because that means you can change it. That is making us feel like we're going nuts. And I think part of that is, for me, it could be different for other people, so let me know what it was for you, that need to prove that the lie was a lie.
Yeah, because then you're right. And you're justified.
Yeah. And somebody asks this question that regularly. I can't remember who it is, but he said, "Would you want to be happy or do you want to be right?"
Yeah.
And that was quite powerful for me, because I don't see myself as a particularly forceful, I want to be right all the time person. I'm not. You know, I'm quite happy to go, okay. Yeah. All right then. But the reason behind, if we're going to get very real, is, and you know what I'm going to say to you, because I always say this to you, and I'm like, I'm going to give you a complex, because it's not true, but we've got to move out. I've got to move out of it as well.
Yeah.
You know, if he's lying, and I want to prove he's lying, because I want to prove that I'm with a liar, because then that makes me the victim, and then I can boo-hoo about the fact he lied to me. But it makes us very unstable. We're on very shaky ground as victims, because we want to phone our mum and go, guess what he did to me? But we don't know whether he did or not.
Yeah.
And because we're such honourable people, we can't throw him under the bus unless we know for certain.
Yes. Yeah.
And we never know for certain. We never know.
Yeah.
And it's just this constant, she never knows. That's exciting. I never know. That's so exciting. Very volatile, very familiar. And that's what we get trapped in. And I want to tell everybody a little story, because I promise you that I am perfectly sane. But just to not alienate anybody, this is the length that I would go to as Queen Victim. So me and Paige's dad had split up in the June. This was around Christmas time. I'd moved out. We weren't together at all. And he came to mine. He was still sort of asking me, would you reconsider? Will you take me back? Is there any chance?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, but I wasn't being as forceful as I probably could have been, because I still was quite weak. I felt quite weak as a person. I was a bit like, I should have just been like, get out.
Yeah.
You know, like I wouldn't. There'd be nonsense, Penfold. Get out.
Yeah.
But like now, then I was a bit like, well, you know, I don't think it's a good idea, and all this kind of thing. So probably giving him false hope.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's there in the flat with me, and his phone was left on the sofa. And I always think, I'm just like, it's so interesting, you know, these people that take their phones to the toilet, and then all of a sudden it gets left on the side. Like, don't think it's no accident.
Yeah.
And so I saw messages from a girl who I had suspicions that he'd been messaging during our relationship, which he'd denied.
Right.
And I chased that lie like a motherfucker, and I never got anywhere.
Yeah.
Of course. There's just nothing there. I can't prove it. It's so annoying. What a waste of life. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Well, I've obviously, being a standard woman, I've got access to his emails, his Twitter, his Facebook, find my iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So I'm like, right, went into his emails, he's bought a new black shirt. He's going on a date with this girl. Then he was supposed to be seeing Paige, and he said, I can't see her tonight because I'm going out with some friends after work. So I'm like, you're wearing your black shirt on a date with this girl? And what business of it, can I just ask you what business it was of mine? What business was it of mine? But it was because it was the girl from then.
Yeah.
And I needed to chase that lie.
Yeah.
Because then that made me right.
Yeah.
And it was just too tempting, because all of that gut wrenching felt good to me, because I was in a real self-punishment loop, self-hatred loop, no self-respect. I loved it. I got right in with it, all the claws and the gunk and the shit. I was really happy in there. So I'm like, oh, this is making me feel, and I went for that. Like, that's just, we don't want to feel like that. We want to feel like, I didn't know that at the time, so I was just chasing it. So I spent the whole day on Find My iPhone tracking the little bastard. It's like, where's he going? She lives up north. He was going up north, wasn't he? He was going up north. I was fuming. No right to be fuming. Nothing to do with me. So yeah, tracked him all the way up. Took him a few hours to get there. I thought, this is, you know, he's making it worth his while going all out there, hope. And then it stopped at a hotel, and say for example her name was Megan Jane Fox,
Yeah.
right? And I know her full name.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to ring through the hotel. My heart's in my throat. This has been hours in the making. So my adrenaline is up.
Yeah.
All my nervous system is fucked. I'm giving myself diseases because I'm so out of kilter. Body's like, I haven't eaten anything all day. I'm sweating, ignored my daughter all day, giving her, you know, like just, yeah, biscuits, whatever.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm so like really unhealthy,
Yeah.
awful. Rocking in a corner,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm gonna phone up the hotel. So I say his name. There's no one there with that name. I say her first name and surname. So I say Megan Fox, no, like that. And then I'm like, he's not there, but I know he's there.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, Megan Jane, or whatever I said her middle name was, and they went, just putting you through now. And I was like, shit. Oh shit. And he was like, he answered the phone. It was funny. I'm not condoning the behaviour, but we need to get the people who feel like they're nuts,
Yeah.
who are going, yes, oh,
Yeah,
no, yeah.
Yeah.
So, because then you know I was like that.
Yeah.
I was like that, and I'm not like that now. So and I feel so much better,
Yeah.
and I can also tell you how I did it. So I have to do this bit, and I'm not gonna just pretend I don't enjoy the memory because I was so happy. I was so like vindicated. So
What did
I'm
you
just.
say?
I went, all right.
All right.
All right. He was like, I can imagine him in his black shirt, all puffed up, ready to go and show her a good time, night on turn tonight. And then she phones up. It's me. And I was like, I said something along the lines of like, this is why when you asked me to get back with you, I don't want to get back with you. I just wanted you to know that I know your game. I know what you're up to. And I knew that there was something going on when we were together. It's not okay. And you don't get to lie to me about where you are when you're supposed to be having your daughter.
Yes.
So they were all very good points because I thought of them on the spot and I'm intelligent, but they were all bullshit. They weren't why.
Yeah.
It was this need that was
yeah.
driving me.
Yeah.
I would have told him anything to justify why I'm phoning a poor bloke. Made a mistake about, you know, not seeing his daughter, but he sees her regularly, and he wouldn't have wanted to be caught out, like not going any other night or whatever else, like when he's supposed to be phoning or something like that. So that was a mistake, but it wasn't worth me phoning him up. I could have just texted him and gone, by the way, I know that you're not where you said you were going to be and you need to let me know. But why does he need to let me know? Like, if he's going to do that, whatever, I've got her. But it was all just to justify why I wanted to phone up and prove. Because there was no denying that then. And I still, in my heart, feel that happiness that I'd finally nailed it down. And I can say to all and sundry, guess what? I was right. You do all need to feel sorry for me because he was doing those bad things.
Yeah.
And also, just on another note, I don't actually believe that anything was going on while we were together. I think they messaged each other a couple of times, but I don't feel like it was any more than that. But in my head, I was making it this big thing. They were having an affair together because that made me think, oh, look, think of all the sympathy I'm going to get now. So, you might get to talk in a minute. It's one of those ones again.
Oh, no.
See, the last one that we filmed, she actually talked quite a lot.
Maybe that's why I didn't record, because maybe I'm not supposed to talk.
Oh, no! Shut up! Nobody wants to hear your shit. Everybody wants to listen to this shit. No, that was good. No, so hopefully we will get that one again, because that was really good and I was happy with that. Because I was like, oh yay, we're getting an actual equal discussion. But maybe we can do one of your nutty stories in a minute, or do you not have any?
No, I do. If I can remember them. Well, it's more... It was the lies that... There were some lies that were just massive big lies that there was just no reason for them. But it was more about when he was getting up to things that he shouldn't have been getting up to get out of being at home. And but the one, the whole time that we were together and I had my suspicions about him
behaving
badly, I just thought if I could just look through his phone. And I've never been one to look through a phone. I've got friends that do it all the time, but for me, if you're looking, then that's not a good basis for a relationship because you obviously don't trust him. But two, you're never going to find anything good. If you look, you're going to find what you're looking for.
No, you don't. As a looker, a previous looker, but only with that one boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because I knew I had questions, and I'm very impatient. I don't like to wait for things to unravel. If they're going to unravel, I'll unravel them. Self-destruct mode.
Well, but I've never snooped. The only time I've looked down his phone was that one time. But when it was just towards the end, when I knew what he was doing, but I just thought if I could look at his phone, then I'd know. So it was after I chucked him out, and my conditions for him to return where he had to not drink at all, not do the stuff that he was doing that I wanted him to stop doing, and just sort himself out. And he told me that he wasn't seeing the mates that I didn't want him to be seeing, but I knew that would encourage him to behave in the way that I didn't want him to behave. And he wasn't going out for drinks. He was on his best behaviour. So we were going to a christening where we were godparents, and he came to take the girl, and he was going to take the girls to the park for a little while before we left. And he left his phone. So I was like, well, I've got to look. And I just went through just a few messages of him just arranging to meet people at the pub and then calling gearing, basically. And I'm just like, well, he's obviously not fucking... he's not taking me seriously. He's not realising that this is serious and he needs to fucking sort himself out. So when he got back from the park, I was like, well, I've gone through your phone. So I was like, you're not coming to the christening. So he, therefore, isn't this child's godfather.
He's not the
godfather. My friends anyway. But that was that. So that's the only time I've looked. But then I knew I was right. I knew about all the lies that he's told. I know that I'm right, because why would I think... I'm not a suspicious person. I don't think the worst. Like we were talking before, it's like I don't meet someone and think you're lying, piece of shit. I don't believe this, I don't believe that. I don't want to live my life like that. I don't want to live in that world where I think everyone's an arsehole. I take people as I meet them and I believe what they tell me. I mean, obviously, my friend Nicole, when she met her fella, he told her he was in the SAS. And she was like, I met this guy last night. Yeah, he's in the SAS. And I was just kidding myself. I was like, there's no fucking way he's in the... And he, obviously, it was just bullshit. But I have some level of, gullibility or whatever. But I do take people for what they tell me. But then, obviously, you've got that instinct that then kicks in when they start, saying certain things. And you're like,
It is ironic. Like, so because I think what we was talking about before, weren't we? Because we're not here to just rant about our exes and talk about nutty stories. Like, we do actually want to give a bit of like helpful advice on how to move past it. Because there's certain people trapped in this phase.
Yeah, and it's awful. Like even now, because I've let go of my anger since being coached by Nikki. I have it because I was still so angry, and still now I'm getting lied to constantly, and I'd still be trying to catch him out and do this, and it's such a fucking waste of energy because what are you going to get out? You don't get anything out of it. Yeah, okay, you prove right. I still feel like shit.
I felt even worse.
What's the fucking point?
I felt even worse. Being completely honest, like I had that moment where the beast in me, which isn't a good side, the beast in me was satisfied, and then it was just I sank into a black hole. I was like, he's moving on.
Yeah.
I ended it. I don't want to be with him, but he's now on a date with a girl and I'm here with the baby.
Tracking him.
And it was just like, this is so sad. And I'm letting it be.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to be like, yeah, but I don't want to let him get away with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you're not in the SAS, you're not in the police. Like, it's all about choices. And without wanting to sound like some smug bitch who can just go, yeah, so what I did was I just let it go, because it is nothing's more irritating when you're on that wavelength of I don't want to let him get away with it because he's really hurt me.
Yeah.
He's hurting the kids.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve it. Why do I have but all of that anger is just fueling the beast in you, and it's projecting out, and then you're going to get more back of what you're putting out there, and all they're getting is more attention.
Yeah.
They're only getting more attention. See them as someone else's toddler, someone else's arsehole toddler that you're getting frustrated by at the soft play.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, put that down. No, leave that there. Thinking, oh, fucking hell, this is great. Look at this bird, like, getting really stressed out and giving me loads of focus and eyes are on me.
Yeah.
That is how irrelevant they are. They're not your problem. And I'm sorry if they are, you know, if you are still in that situation. And can I just say, you're right. And that is scary.
Yeah.
Because I now know I was right.
Yeah.
And if I'd have known how right I was, I would have left a lot sooner. I wouldn't have got into it. Like, everything I thought was right.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Every time I had a niggle, and what I want to force down these girls' throats, if I can, if I may. Your intuition about everything, it's like from the gods. It's a higher power. It's a connection. It's someone leading you, trying to give you breadcrumbs to where you need to go. So if you keep feeling these twinges of I can't trust him, I don't trust him, I don't know why. I don't know why. I've got no concrete evidence. Chasing the lie, chasing the concrete evidence, the facts, doesn't make it any better. It doesn't help your heart. It doesn't make anything feel any better. You just feel worse. You don't need concrete evidence. All you need is that feeling, I don't trust him. That's enough.
Yeah.
That is enough to break up a family. That is enough to leave, pack your shit and go. If somebody's making you feel uncomfortable, if somebody's making you feel on edge and you don't know why, that is enough. You are enough. Like, how you feel is everything.
Yeah.
How you feel is really important. If somebody had said to you, if you've got the urge to look through his phone, that is grounds for you to leave. You'd be like, really?
Yeah.
But don't I need to see him in action? Don't I need to record his bad behaviour?
It's the justification for everyone else, isn't it? Because when we've spoken about it before, it's like, my ex didn't have an affair. He didn't hit me. In some ways, well, I don't wish that he had, but it would have been easier for me because his
you've got the black eye.
mistakes were seen
And you
as,
can go, look.
oh, well, it was a mistake, but he can change. But it's like, no, you know, you want that proof to then, so then people will leave you alone, which is, it's nothing to fucking do with anyone else.
And also, that is all in your head.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
Because nobody cares that much.
Yeah.
It's like when you go out and you put 3-4 hours
saying that, I did go out for a drink with some mum friends from school, and one of them was like, do you not think that you could though, because it's such a shame, you know, you got kids and blah blah. And I was just thinking, like, how the fuck can you you say that to me?
But again, you just go, yeah. You don't. People think I'm so vacant. Some people think I'm so vacant because I just give them no energy because I can see we're not vibing.
Yeah.
I go, and then I just turn away.
Yeah.
Because that is the level of investment that I've got in that conversation. Yeah. And it don't mean that they mean it bad. Some people just don't know what to say.
Yes, yeah. And I think for some people it is like you stay with your partner, that you stay with the father of your children, and that's it. It doesn't matter what they do. You know, if obviously if it's not that bad, you just make it work because that's what you should do.
I had the same thing, I believe, because I'm just trying to track back. It was a while ago, but I'm sure that I had people say to me like, oh, could you not make it work?
Yeah.
And I would sit there justifying and go, no, because he did this and he did this and he did this and he did this and he made me feel and he made me feel and it was awful and it was horrible and it was terrible. And it's like, you're reliving it again.
Yeah.
You don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
It's fine if you don't. Because before you have children, it's enough to say he had a thin penis. I mean, I've had a friend say that to me. I was dating someone for a while. She said, he's got a thin penis. I'm like, well, darling, you don't like that. You don't like that.
Yeah.
It's all right. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
You know, if oh, he's got a bit bad breath, or oh, he's a bit of a mummy's boy,
Yeah.
or he doesn't earn enough, and people just accept that. As soon as you've got
Yeah.
kids, you've got to put up with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's not showing your children that you've got the right to choose love and happiness and joy in your own life. So I think, you know, we've spoke about all that sort of thing before, and about being a good role model for your kids, and that whatever that looks like. I don't think that there's anything worse than the day that I sat there. I mean, my daughter was 1, but that's not an excuse. She saw me as an absolute wreck that day. Mummy doesn't eat. Mummy's on her phone. Mummy doesn't give me any attention. Mummy's extremely stressed. Heart rate's up. Sweating buckets. You know, really, really obsessed.
Yeah.
And completely involved in and invested in this situation that has not got anything to do with her. And that's what I was like. That wasn't a one-off. Like, there was the time I hacked into his Find My iPhone using every password I could think of.
Yeah.
And I had his emails and his Twitter. Who's he following? What's he liking? Who's he commenting on? Why would I? What was I doing? It was that familiar need in me that I needed to make him so bad so that I could justify leaving him.
Yeah.
Because I felt so guilty about the choice that I'd made, and what if it's wrong? And what if I only find out when she's 16 that I'd made a mistake and it's too late?
Yeah.
Because I love her so much. But we're putting too much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
Because they are making decisions too that are jeopardising the relationship.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're not focusing on that.
Yeah.
It's like that's a symptom and we're the cause.
Yeah.
And that's not the case, is it?